Of the endless changes and improvements that the developers at id Software made when creating Doom Eternal, the sequel to Doom 2016, none is essentially perhaps so seemingly far down the list of important newly added game mechanics as is the new dash ability. The creators of Doom Eternal really wanted to ensure that at its core, this sequel was truly about celebrating the player and embracing a push-forward combat loop, where the player should almost always be pushing to engage enemies rather than running away. Therefore, it quickly becomes apparent just how much of a difference and impact this single mechanic makes on the combat loop and exploratory gameplay flow of Doom Eternal. The developers at id have ensured that the game is always pushing the player to constantly keep moving, as both the accuracy of the enemy's projectiles decreases when dashing, by ensuring that dashing is always faster and preferable to the Doomslayer's top running and walking speeds. For instance, for the Doomslayer to cover around 6 paces of distance takes around 2 full seconds while using the standard walk-run. However, by pressing the shift key and dashing twice, the player can cover this distance in less than half of a second. Not only can this ability be used to move quickly both forward, backward, and side to side, but can be used while airborne in order to grab those just out of reach ledges, or to shoot forward and grab onto monkey bars, allowing players to propel themselves even further. Software also wanted to minimize the player's HUD management and keep their focus on combat and navigation, and thus the game gives the players both visual and audio feedback regarding usage of the dash ability, in addition to the dash meter iconography at the bottom left of the screen. When dashing, the player is given 2 dashes before the ability must cool down and refill. Both the first and the second dash use slightly different sound effects when used, and the sound of the dash meter makes when recharged will actually slightly differ in order for players to know whether they have just recharged one or both dashes, with a low single beep for one dash used and recharged, and a high-pitched double beep for both dashes used and recharged. Also, speed lines in the form of a UI material overlay can be seen on the HUD to indicate dashing movement. Additionally, when clinging onto pitted surfaces, it normally requires the player to jump toward one of these surfaces and press the E key to shoot forward and automatically cling onto one of these surfaces. However, when dashing, this reduces the chance of making a mistake and accidentally falling without clinging to the surface, because players will attach to the pitted surface automatically. Proper, the dash can be used to not only dodge enemy projectiles, but also enemy melee attacks, and can even be used to close distances quickly in order to chainsaw or glory kill enemies after dealing them enough damage, dropping either health or ammo pickups for the player in the process. Lastly, this dash can be used to help navigate the environments both within combat, but also during level exploration, increasing player agency and strategy while fighting, and aiding in navigation and helping players find hidden secrets through performing acrobatic feats to reach new areas.